여러분 안녕하세요. Hi everyone, it's Chansung teacher again. Welcome to another week of Korean class. Let's get started. This week we will be learning how to say what we know or don't know how to do. Also, we will learn how to say what we expect or also what we wish. Let's get learning. Let's learn how to say what we know or don't know how to do. We use 줄 알다 or 모르다 when we want to express what we know or don't know what to do or know how to do. Let's look at the example here. 피아노를 칠 줄 알아요? Do you know how to play the piano? 줄 알아요 is used when you're asking or if you're going to reply that you know how to play. 치다 is the verb in the sentence, which means to play, specifically in this case, an instrument. And let's look at Na's reply. 아니요, 피아노를 칠 줄 몰라요. No, I don't know how to play the piano. Here you could see 몰라요, meaning I do not know. Therefore, Na does not know how to play the piano. On your right, I have put some common verbs that we will be using throughout our practice today. Let's look at them. 하다, which means to do, can be written as 할 줄 알아요 or 할 줄 몰라요. 가다, which means to go, can be written as 갈 줄 알아요, I know how to go, or 갈 줄 몰라요, I don't know how to go or get there. Our next word is 먹다, which means to eat. If you don't know how to eat, you will say 먹을 줄 몰라요, and if you know how to eat, 먹을 줄 알아요. Now what about to see? 보다. If you want to say I know that you can see, 볼 줄 알아요, it will be set there. And if you don't know how to see, then you say 볼 줄 몰라요. Let's practice our new grammar structures. I have prepared 6 questions for us to try answering by saying that we can or cannot do. Before we start answering these questions, let's first look at our example on top of your screen. Here you can see a piano. We are trying to say we can play the piano and also we do not know how to play the piano. How would you write that? Can you try reading the example sentence above? Let's read it together. 피아노를 칠 줄 알아요. 피아노를 칠 줄 몰라요. The first one is, yes, I know how to play the piano. And the second one is, no, I do not know how to play the piano. Let's try answering number 1 together. Here you could see an image of a bicycle. And what do you do with a bicycle? You ride a bicycle. I have put the verb in parentheses here for you. And also the object is written next to it. So how can we put this in a sentence? 자전거를 탈 줄 알아요. In this case, because the verb does not have a consonant ending, you will put 리을 underneath 타 and take out 타. In conclusion, your sentence should be 자전거를 탈 줄 알아요. Try answering all of these questions on your own with I know how to do. Please pause this video and I'll show you the answer in a few seconds. Here are your answers. Let's read them together from number 1. 자전거를 탈 줄 알아요. I know how to ride the bike. Please check your answer as we are going through all your responses. Let's look at number 2. 김치를 먹을 줄 알아요. I know how to eat kimchi. And number 3. 수영할 줄 알아요. I know how to swim. Number 4. 한국어를 읽을 줄 알아요. I know how to read Korean. And number 5. 태권도를 할 줄 알아요. I know how to do taekwondo. And number 6. 케이크를 만들 줄 알아요. I know how to make a cake. Great job! How did you do? Were you able to get everything correct? If so, let's move on and try writing that we cannot do any of these activities. Why don't you give that a shot on your own? Pause this video and I'll show you the answer in a few seconds. Here are your answers. Let's read them together. Number 1. 자전거를 탈 줄 몰라요. Number 2. 김치를 먹을 줄 몰라요. Number 3. 수영할 줄 몰라요. Number 4. 한국어를 읽을 줄 몰라요. Number 5. 태권도를 할 줄 몰라요. Last but not least, number 6. 케이크를 만들 줄 몰라요. Also on the side, please translate these sentences in English. If you have any difficulty, please look back on the slide that I showed you explaining this grammar structure. Now let's move on. Next, we're going to learn how to say I wish or I expect. We can do that by using us or 없으면 좋겠다. The thing that's really interesting about this sentence is that we in English say I wish I could eat bread. But this sentence literally translates to it would be nice if we could, and then whatever the activity is. Let's look at our example here. And number 1. 공원에 갔으면 좋겠다. I wish I could go to the park. This sentence literally means it would be nice if we or I go to the park. But if you were to translate it, regardless of direct translation, it would become I wish I could go to the park. Let's look at the second example. 빵을 먹었으면 좋겠다. I wish I can eat bread. This also means it would be nice if we can eat bread. Now let me explain how to use this grammar structure. Your general rule of thumb is that you would use as으면 if there is a vowel ending in your verb, or you would use 없으면 if it's a consonant ending in your word. However, there are exceptions to this rule. 크다 would be 컸어요 or 컸으면. 하다 would be 해요 or 했으면. There are other exemptions to this rule, but these are the ones that we will be working with today. How about we try answering or using this in sentences? Before we start answering our questions, let's look at our example. Here you can see two different things we are going to talk about. 내일 and 비가 오다. 내일 means tomorrow. 비가 오다 means it will rain or it rains. How can we say that I wish it can rain tomorrow? You would write it like this. 내일은 비가 왔으면 좋겠어요. Let's try looking at number 1 together. You see the word 키 and 크다. What do you think we can put in a sentence that have these two words in it? What can you wish with these two words? You can wish that you can grow taller. So let's try putting that in a sentence. 키가 컸으면 좋겠어요. As you could see here, we are talking about 키, therefore we put 가. And because we're talking about the action 크다, we conjugate it using our grammar form and then turn it into 컸으면, and then because we wish, 좋겠어요. Let's look at number 2. 쉬는 시간 and 길다. We would like to have a longer break. How would you put that into a sentence? Please try working on this question and I'll show you the answer. Okay, so how did you do? This is how I would write the answer. 쉬는 시간이 길었으면 좋겠어요. I would like it or I wish that our break was longer. Very good. Let's look at the third question. 한국어 잘하다. How can we put this into a sentence? We can try saying that I wish I was good in Korean. How about you try putting that into a sentence and I'll show you the answers later. Okay, this is how I would answer the question. Because we're talking about 한국어, we have to put that before 잘하다 because it is the verb. Now, because we are trying to conjugate with we would like to do this, we must do, as I have mentioned, 하다 is an exception. Therefore, we have to conjugate it as 했으면. Now, if we put that together, 한국어를, because that comes first, 잘했으면 좋겠어요. I would like to do be better in Korean. Let's try looking at number 4 now. 이번 학기, this semester or this school semester, 시험을 잘 보다. Do well on your test. How can we put this to a sentence? In English, you can say, I wish that I can do good in my exam for this semester. First, we will have to write 이번 학기 and later conjugate 보다 into 봤으면. Now try work on putting that or writing that into a sentence. And let me show you your answer. 이번 학기에 시험을 잘 봤으면 좋겠어요. I wish that I can do well on my exam for this semester. Were you able to get this sentence? If yes, let's move on. Let's look at number 5. 방학, meaning break, in terms of school break or vacation. And then 한국에 가다, to go to Korea. In English, we can say, in break, I would like to go to Korea. But how can we say this in Korean? We can say it like this. 방학에 한국에 갔으면 좋겠어요. Because you are going to 2 different locations, or we're talking in concerns of 2 different things, or going into 2 different things, we use 에 twice. 방학에, 한국에. Because you're talking about in the summer, we're going to Korea. Now let's look at number 6. 우리 팀, our team, 우승하다, to win. How can we write this in a sentence? In English, our sentence could be, I wish that our team could place first, or get first place. Let's try writing this in Korean. We would write it as, 우리 팀이 우승했으면 좋겠어요. I wish that our team could get first place. Were you able to get this sentence? Very good. Let's move on. How was the grammar structures for you? Was it easy to understand? Was it a bit difficult? If you had any trouble, please look back into the video and also in the textbook. But for now, let's try actually writing our own sentences using the new grammar structure we have learned today. Please take out your journal paper as you see in the screen. If you do not have this journal paper, it's okay. You can just grab a paper at home, or loose leaf paper. And let's get journaling. I want you to try writing 3 different sentences and draw what you want to do. For your 3 different sentences, there are 3 things that I want you to write. The first sentence is what you can do. The second is what you can't do. And the third one is what you wish to do. It could be something related to today specifically, like what can you do today? What can't you do today? Or what do you wish to do today? Or it could just be anything that you want to write about. But for now, I'll give you an example that I wrote. 저는 춤을 출 줄 알아요. 그런데 수영을 할 줄 몰라요. 저는 수영을 잘 했으면 좋겠어요. Do you know what that means? Let me translate it for you. I know how to dance. However, I do not know how to swim. I wish I can know how to swim. Now, why don't you guys give it a try? Try writing some things that you can or can't do and also what you wish. Also, don't forget to draw what you want to do. Take some time to write that and pause this video. And then continue watching this video when you're done journaling. Okay, everyone, that is it for today. I hope you were able to learn so much and now are able to say what you can or can't do and also what you wish you can do. Your homework for this week is to write a journal on what you can or can't do. Also, I want you to include what you want to be able to do. That is all for today. I hope you have a good weekend and see you next week. Goodbye!